Welcome, everyone. It's Oregon's birthday. Happy birthday to all of you, to all of us. And what a great day to celebrate the reinstallation of the Capitol Art Collection. We're really here to mark the culmination of a long process. In 1976, a jury of arts leaders came together to build a collection of paintings, photographs, prints, sculptures, textile work to be installed in the Capitol wings, which were brand new at the time. This committee set forth a big, bold idea that these artworks would be and would remain significant to Oregon's history. All right, fast forward to 2007. The 74th Oregon Legislature approved the renovation of the Capitol wings, and some of you who had been in the wings knew that they were suffering from hard use. The art was getting a little bit tired and frayed around the edges. And the construction of the renovation of the wings actually generated percent for art funds that enabled us to focus some attention on the collection once again. And for a little bit of a reminder, Oregon, again, in its pioneering spirit, and today, Statehood Day is a good time to remember this, we were one of the first states to pass legislation that sets aside 1% of the construction costs of public buildings for works of art. So we all are the proud owners of an incredible collection. I'd like to ask committee member and co-speaker of the House of Representatives, Arnie Roeblen, to join us for some comments.
Thank you. It's really an honor to be here. It was an honor to be selected and be on the committee that looked at it, and has been truly marvelous to walk around this building and see that effort as I walk and look at the walls with a new appreciation, having had the time to spend on that committee. And I just want to say a few things. You know, as a member of the 74th Legislative Assembly, when this Capitol Wing project first began, I'm honored to be here today to celebrate this final crowning moment to an important project. You know, before I got here, I was a high school principal, and so often I think we forget that much of what we know about any previous civilization comes from the art that was left behind. I think that'll be true of the future generations when they look back, and I certainly know it was true for me when I had the opportunity to really look at this collection over the last few years, to recognize that it was a gift given to us from that legislature before, to say, here are important pieces of art that we should look at as we move forward. Beverly Sills, the great opera singer, once said, "Art is the signature of civilizations. Whether it's the graceful architecture of the bridge that I go across when I go home to Coos Bay, or this magnificent building, the paintings that hang on these walls, the music that often fills, and again this morning did in the stately building, the art is an expression of who we are and what we care about. Our state's art collection includes more than 2,500 works of art that help define our culture, enhance our public spaces, and of our well-recognized quality of life in Oregon. To all of our artists, and it's really humbling to see so many here today who have been recognized on our walls, I thank you on behalf of the Advisory Committee for the work that you have done and continue to do. I'd like to turn over, do I see co-speaker? Yes, there we go. I'd like to turn the podium over to my colleague and co-speaker, Bruce Hanna. So, Bruce? And thank you all.
Well, Speaker Roeblen, thank you. Very, very great turnout. Fun to see so many people here to celebrate art. My part of today is going to be just to celebrate the birthday of Oregon with Speaker Roeblen. We had a good floor session this morning. Again, an example of the co-governance that we have going on, and we're so proud of. We're thrilled to see so many people here to celebrate the unveiling of this art. I asked Mr. Smith just a moment ago, are you going to take it off over the top like a veil? And he said we are. So we are very excited to see that happen, and welcome you all very much to the Capitol. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am also surprised by the number of people here. I was expecting to come out to maybe a dozen or more people, and it looks like there's at least 100 or 125 people here. And that's probably a testimony to the importance of art in our lives. This building is very special for many of us that serve in the legislature, our staff, and of course Oregonians that visit this building. Its architecture and its presentation to the public fulfill real impacts on the public. I want to tell you that, like the committee that I was on that looked at the benefits of art, I think actually it has provided, our new displays have provided a lot in terms of abilities for people to reflect and to inspire. Some of the works in our collection obviously are iconic views and portraits of our workers, children, and artists. Some are a little bit more abstract. But as I can tell you, someone who's been in this building for 15 years, I feel re-energized, and I think that the public feels re-energized coming in this building. I often get questions about, how did you purchase all of these works? And I have to remind people that actually we had most of these works in our possession. They were, in one case, taken out of the wings as we refurbished the wings, but they were never displayed like this before in the wings. This has been a great thing for this Capitol, a great thing for the people of Oregon. And along with putting out artworks that in some cases have been put away in storage for years, and restoring some that actually needed to be restored, and some new additions, like the new addition you will see today, has made your Capitol a very special place. And I think a special place that will not only delight visitors from this state who come to their state capital, but people who come here from all states visiting this great state and get a chance to see this Capitol. I think it has actually put it on the map, so to speak. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Norm Smith, he has suggested that he's wearing about 4 hats here. He is a former member of the Legislative Assembly. He is the current chairman of the Oregon Cultural Trust. He is a member of the Oregon State Capitol Foundation, and he is the president of the Ford Family Foundation. He is a walking advertisement about the good things that you can get involved in to make Oregon the incredible place that we live and love. Norm.
I actually reached in my briefcase a while ago and I found a Cultural Trust pin, and then I reached down and I found the flashing "I'm a friend of the Capitol" pin, and then I found my name tag from the foundation, and then I gave Casey Cowan the wrong business card. This is a wonderful moment, nostalgia for me, certainly on Statehood Day. If you peek around the corner and look at the mural behind the lectern, you'll see the writer announcing statehood on this day, many years ago. Besides those fond memories, I'm particularly fond, too, of the remarks of Senator Devlin and our 2 co-speakers a few moments ago, recognizing the power of Oregon's culture to its citizens. And so for that reason, creating some legacy to add to this mix is a small thing that we can do. The Ford Family Foundation began a new program about a year ago in honor of our founder, Hallie Ford. She was the co-founder. We had co-founders. You got co-speakers. That she and Kenneth Ford made possible a wonderful legacy for Oregon. It's in her honor that the foundation established a visual arts program, and we've been moving through the 7 elements of that over this last year. But the one we mentioned today is an art acquisition program. This program is meant to preserve access to great works of Oregon artists. And the foundation is most pleased to award the first of these gifts to the Oregon State Capitol and to recognize James Lavador as one of the most talented and living artists in Oregon today. I also would like to acknowledge Mr. Lavador's dedication to his community as founder of the Crow Shadow Institute for the Arts, which is on the Umatilla Indian Reservation. So thank you, Jim, and by extension to the thousands of professional working artists of Oregon for making fine pieces of art for us to collect and to protect. And now, if I could invite our 2 co-speakers and Senator Devlin and our artist to come forward. And we would like to unveil Flag 2 and give it to the state capitol. So, if you've ever done that, we're going to try and a co-speaker on each side. Okay, over the top. Here we go.
I'm very honored. This is a great honor to be included in this collection and sort of beyond these walls of history. I'm thankful to the Ford Family Foundation. I am thankful to my family and my community, where I grew up, along the Umatilla River, to my mountains, to my land, and to painting. There's a saying where I come from that the land and I are one, and I have to say that about painting. Painting and the land are one, and the purpose of a painting, I think, is to have something good to look at, period. It doesn't mean anything, you know. It uplifts the spirit. It gives you a daily dose of color. It brings you in contact with our wonderful land. And thank you. Thank you very much.
I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge a couple of people here who are very important to our work on a regular basis. There are members of the Oregon Cultural Trust Board and members of the Oregon Arts Commission here, and these are two of the powerful policymaking boards for culture in Oregon. I'd like to recognize Representative Margaret Doherty from Tigard, who is a new House member to the Oregon Cultural Trust Board. She told me that she knows Laura Ross Paul, one of the artists whose work was collected since the 4th grade in Portland. So this is indeed a historic occasion. I'd like to recognize Julie Vigland, who is the Vice Chair of the Oregon Arts Commission from Portland, Roger Hull, who is an art historian from Salem, who joined the Oregon Arts Commission. You should go across the street after this and see the Hank Pander retrospective at the Hallie Ford Museum of Art. He wrote the catalog. And Libby Tower of Eugene, a former tourism commissioner who is now a member of the Oregon Arts Commission from Eugene. Thank you all. Oregon is a richer place for your work as citizens as you come together and really pave the way for the future through art and culture. With the generous support of the Ford Family Foundation, we have produced, Oregon has produced the first catalog documenting the collection here in the Capitol in its history, the first time in 30 years that there is a scholarly interpretation of the work. All of the works are photographed, and we have fabulous essays written by Megan Attia, who, Megan, thank you for your stewardship of this process over these 3 years. Thanks to Larry Fong again. But I think that we have enough catalogs with us here today for everyone who's here to take one. So please do. If not, we will get one to you. But I would like another round of applause for the incredible generosity of the Ford Family Foundation for this project and many others. Thank you.